You are Noe Lopez.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lopez, you're charged with two cases. You're charged with harassment. You're also charged with criminal mischief. On both of those cases, you were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On February 23rd, 2025, an officer was dispatched to a disturbance family call at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the defendant and the complainant. The complainant stated the defendant, her ex-boyfriend, had been causing a disturbance at the residence. The complainant stated the defendant moved out after breaking up with her and began to contact her again via text messages. The defendant then came over to the residence uninvited that morning. The complainant believed the defendant was intoxicated. The defendant banged on doors and windows all around the residence, scaring her and her children. The complainant stated the defendant left prior to the officer's arrival. After the officer left, the complainant had to run errands and got in a pickup truck and noticed the right rear window had been smashed. The complainant believed the defendant may have used a brick to break the window. The complainant found a brick on the bed of a truck near the window. The defendant returned uninvited in the afternoon and once again started banging on the resident's door and windows trying to come inside. The defendant advised he was trying to remove some of his property that broke the complainant's truck window earlier because the complainant was having a hassle with him. The defendant stated he did not use a brick to break the window, instead he used something else. The defendant later stated he no longer had any property there and he wished he never left his own residence. The complainant also advised the defendant had been continuously messaging her via text even after she informed the defendant she no longer wanted anything to do with him. The officer observed several only incoming text messages from the defendant, approximately over 40 text messages, 2 audio messages, and a photo message within 2 days. The cost of the window was approximately $200.
Okay. Mr. Lopez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, then I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons, not to go within 1,000 feet of where she lives, where she works.
Sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you go anywhere near this person that's obviously afraid, I don't want you to accidentally bump into her. So I don't want you to go anywhere where she lives or where she works. If I find that you do, likewise into jail you will go. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So would you mind reaching out to the complaining witness to let her know that we've entered this order for
Yes,
a
sir.
radius so that if P should try to have any kind of contact with her via messages, cell phone, anyway, to let us know.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lopez, would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I already have an affidavit, Deputy Miranda. So for now, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. You will get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and then I'll have you take a seat in the juror box while I find you a lawyer.
Thank you, sir.
Please.
2 bond violations, even if minor, why can be a big deal. In the eyes of the court, late is late. But here's the catch. It's not about intent, it's about compliance. What do you think? Should unavoidable delays like a canceled Uber count as a bond violation? Comment below, because this is where technicality meets reality.
This is a second bond violation opinion regarding
Come up, Mr. Treadwell.
regarding the time in the house. The first time we were here, I believe it was on the 4th of this earlier of last month, excuse me, and we addressed that bond violation based on it was due in part to the free, and she couldn't make it home in time. This is more of the same, at least on this last one. Ms. Treadwell reached out to me. She sent me screenshots and everything. She was at a store and her Uber had canceled on her. I told her, okay, report to pretrial. She did so. That was the issue with the one that occurred on, I believe it was the 25th, Your Honor, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, she's late. She was late by, I want to say 14 minutes, 14 to 21 minutes on both the occasions. This is not a willful violation. It's more so of Ms. Treadwell has to work within the auspices of not being able to drive herself and depending on other people to make sure that she's at home on time.
You can feel the judge's patience snapping, and honestly, it's justified. Imagine being in his position, hearing the same excuses month after month. But here's the deeper truth. Judges walk a fine line between compassion and accountability. This moment, it's the final warning before the hammer falls.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. You must be Mr. Burton, not Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Burton, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Both of you have worked out in agreements where you give up a lot of rights. Understand that when you give up these rights, they're gone forever. When you plead guilty, you can never change it. You cannot come back at a later day and say, you know what, I changed my mind, I'd rather do something else. That's just not, you can't do that. You give up the right to appeal, you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If each of you are not citizens or a possible immigration consequence, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Like I said, you give up the right to appeal, so it's full, final today. You can never come back. Mr. Burton, you are charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 90 days in Harris County Jail with credit for the 30 days that you've done. You need to understand something very important. This comes with an affirmative finding of family violence. What that means is that if you ever pick up another one of these cases like this, you will be charged with a third-degree felony. You could be looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. And it doesn't have to be a drag-down brawl of a fight. No. All you need to do is squeeze someone's arm hard enough to where it hurts, and you're looking at a third-degree felony. Do you understand? You can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this as well. You pick up a gun, that's a Class A misdemeanor. Unless, I mean, I don't know your other history. If you have other stuff that bars you, I don't know. But as far as this assault is concerned, you can never own a gun or ammunition as well. Knowing all this, do you still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of assault of a family member? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. Good luck to you, sir. Mr. Rodriguez, you're on for a driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. This is the gentleman that just didn't want to get a guardian interlock because he just didn't have a car, right?
That's correct, Judge.
Are you sure you want to do this? This isn't like you get to pick and choose what you want to do. I can't go to probation today. I've got to go to work. What's more important, probation or work? Right. Because if you don't do your probation, you will be looking at up to 6 months in jail. That means that you have to do stuff on time. That means that you can't consume alcohol. You cannot consume illegal drugs. If you do not have a license, you cannot drive. That's what all this means. You have.
If you don't have a license, you gotta get a.
Is this the second led down to a first?
You have
No,
license.
Judge, it's a trooper.
You have to have a portable license till you get your license. Yeah. Sir, you have a portable. Sir, he does not have driver's license. We need a portable device in lieu of the,
Does he have the ability to get a license? Can he?
One is ever lifted.
Have you ever had a license before?
Yes, I have, sir.
Okay. My biggest thing is that you need to get a license. Did they put community hours? I will waive your community service hours in lieu of you just getting your driver's license. All I want you to do is be legal.
I can do that.
So you're not always looking over your shoulder every time you're driving. Sucks to drive like that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's not hard.
No.
Look, I will also waive all your
Silence your
fees.
phones.
You don't have to pay anything as far as probation and stuff concerned. I can't pay for outside vendor stuff, but I'm not concerned about the money. I don't care about the money. I care about you doing your stuff on time and you not drinking. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You to successfully complete this probation, it is 180 days in jail to be probated for 2 years. You will do a DWI education class. 3 victim impact panels. You must do what's called a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. No drugs, alcohol, no breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation. If you don't, then you're in violation. If you violate this probation, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail, bring you back out like right now, and we're going to discuss if you violated it. If you did, you're looking at 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
So you must also have a guardian in the lock as well, but portable because
Notice the pattern? Each case in this docket tells a story, from missed curfews to missed drug tests, all balancing between relapse and redemption. But here's the key takeaway. The system doesn't just punish, it tests whether people can rebuild consistency under pressure. And that's often where justice and mercy collide.
right. So just do your DW education class, your victim impact panels, and get a license. You understand? You need to understand one more thing. This is going to go on your record. So if you're ever pulled over in a car, first thing an officer does, they're going to look at your record. If they see that you have a prior DWI and you smell like alcohol, it's probably not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you ever have any problem, if you need anything, just come back and tell us. We'll help you with whatever you need.
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to send you to the agreement. Like I said, if you need anything, come back to us. We'll help you with everything, with whatever you need. Don't take off. It's the worst thing you can do. Got it? Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wait.
Your Honor, I believe he bonded out on the 29th or 30th of January, and you told him he had 45 days. He's told me he has not used since he got out.
The bond violation we're here on is because they called him to go take a test and he failed to go take a test.
Your Honor, I did send a letter from Bel Air Hospital. He checked in that day and was in there for a week.
Oh,
Bel Air Behavioral Hospital.
got it.
And I would ask if, I think his court date is March 18th, and I think that's still there. And I would ask if we could test him that day. He said he was using the concentrated stuff. He has not used since he bonded out, is what he's telling us.
The thing is that if you're taking psychotropic medication, anxiety medication, if you're taking medication that's supposed to help, like they would give you at the Bel Air place, and you use marijuana or you use other things like other illegal substances, it's going to contraindicate. It's going to affect, and you never know how bad it will affect it. So you don't want to do that because it can make things so much worse. I've had friends that have used other things. They now have to relearn how to walk. They used, K2, they used Kush. It literally lost their brain. That's why when you're taking the medication that you take that they give you to the hospital, don't use other things, like don't smoke weed. Don't use other things. And if there are other people that try to give it to you, you got to get away because it's not going to help. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't use. That's all I'm asking you to do and stay out of trouble. I'm with you, Mr. Elam. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to do the 18th, yeah,
I think
I'm
we're
down.
set for that day.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So just be good. That's all I'm asking. It's not hard. All right. You got a great lawyer. He's out to help you. We are too. Anything you need, just let me know. All right. Are you in school? Why not?
Job though, I work at Whataburger now. I got a job though, I work at Whataburger now.
Great. Why not finish school? Did you graduate from high school? You got to, man. Really? Because when you have a high school diploma, you'll make so much more money than people that don't have one. Is that something that's feasible, you think, Mr. Elam?
I'll talk with him about it. I'll talk with his mother about it. It seems
Mom,
like,
too.
I don't think she's here today, but
We can get it to you. We can get your classes for free. All you got to say that you want to do it, let me know, and we'll get you in some classes for free. Okay? I guess let's first work on one thing and then we can,
I'll talk with him about
Okay?
it.
All right. Good luck, John.
Thank you.
Be proud, man. Mr. D.
We on Mr. Jalen McCray, excuse me.
Mr. McCray, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 6 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail here. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, there's no changing this.
Yes, sir.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
Judge, and if I may the record reflect that Mr. McCray is currently on probation on a felony in Hidalgo County. However, I've spoken with him and he has informed me that he has had conversation with his probation officer, and his probation officer informed him that a plea of guilty in this case would not result in the revocation of filing a MRP on the felony case.
I will make a docket notation that you've told me that. I'll admonish him accordingly. And
Yes,
then,
sir, Your Honor.
so you're on probation, felony or misdemeanor probation?
Ellen,
Okay. You know, a lot of times these outside counties are a lot tougher than we are here in Harris County. You need to be extremely careful depending on what you're on probation for, because this can be used as a vehicle to revoke that probation, resulting in further confinement or sending you to prison. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
understand?
yes, sir.
Not only that, if they let you squeeze by where they don't do anything, chances are it's probably not going to happen many times where you can just continue to pick up cases and not expect them to, life
sir.
doesn't work like that. There are
Sir.
consequences when you act like a dangerous person out there in the free world. Don't. Do you have a job?
No, sir.
Why not?
Well, when I went to jail, I called my boss man to help me get bonded out. I work for a moving company.
What would he pay for your bond?
He paid for my bond, then just got his money, like he bonded me out. And when I got bonded out, I just worked off my debt, and then he just stopped putting me on the schedule. It was like an under the table job.
You've got too much time on your hands. You become self-destructive. You start hanging out with the wrong people. When you put your heart and soul into something, you can achieve anything. That's what makes this place so great. Don't matter who you are, what color you are. None of that matters. If you work hard, you can do anything in this life. I know your record sucks, but nevertheless, if you work hard and people know that you put everything into it, the only way you can go is up.
So,
How do you plead to the offense of assault? Guilty or not guilty?
guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow the agreement, send you to 6 days in jail, give you credit for the 2. I'm going to wipe out any money you owe. Go get a job, man. Get a trade, like a pipe fitter, plumbing, electrician. Do that, and I'm telling you can make a ton of money.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sir, you're charged with criminal trespass.
Estás pasando criminalmente
You were on bond for a criminal trespass. You picked up a new criminal trespass.
y obtuvo otro nuevo delito de estás pasando criminalmente.
Would you hear PC?
Okay.
Escucharás
Well, two things. First, I was
New
approached
case?
on the new one,
en el
which is
caso
kind of the same
nuevo,
issue as the first
es
one,
el
but
mismo.
I just
Okay, so Mr. Vasquez Correa, you're charged with criminal trespass. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
Esto puede usar
You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
asignaría uno.
please.
On February
el
26th,
26 de febrero
2025,
2025
at
a las
10:18 p.m.,
10:18 p.m.
an
de la
officer
un
viewed
oficial
multiple
que
trespassers
se
at
vio
a business in
vista
Harris County,
varios
Texas.
traspasadores.
The officer
Varios
observed the
que estaban
defendant
puestos
and
para
multiple
traspasar
others
y
leaning
otros
against the front
estaban
of the business
enfrente del
window by the
negocio
front door.
en la ventana
The defendant
del
provided information,
frente.
and a person
El
check found the
señor
defendant to
persona
have been
llegó
arrested from
documentado
the
que
same
fue arrestado en el
location
mismo
on
local
September 6th.
el 6 de septiembre 2000.
The complainant, the owner
La
of the
quejante, el
business,
dueño
has a
del
trespass
negocio,
affidavit
tiene
on
una
file.
affidavit de
The
traspaso.
defendant was
Su
identified
padre fue
with his
identificado
Honduras
con su
passport.
pasaporte de Honduras.
Okay.
The only issue
La
is that
única cosa
trespass
sería
affidavit, there's
que
nothing
se
filed on
no
that. I don't
está,
have a copy
no
of
hay
it. It's not
nada
Mike,
attached
you
to
don't-
exhibits.
You're not,
tachado.
you don't need a copy of it.
No,
He needs just to know that it exists.
que sabe.
And he's been arrested there before.
Y
Right.
fue arrestado
I mean, I think that there's probable cause to go forward with the case.
para sí.
Mr. Vasquez, every time you go
Yes.
back to this location, you will probably be arrested
Va a ser arrestado
and over.
una y otra vez.
There are plenty of other places for you to go
Lugares
to.
donde puede ir.
You can talk to your lawyer
Puede hablar
and we can find a place for you to go to.
y en un
But
lugar donde
here,
pero
at this what is this location, please?
This
Convenience
is,
store, Judge.
es una tienda.
let me double check.
They don't want you there.
No lo quieren ahí en esa.
Don't go back.
No
You
regrese.
will continue to get
Si
arrested.
no, te van a continuar de arrestar.
Do you understand?
¿Usted entiende? ¿Entiende? Conteste. ¿Entiende?
Yes, sí.
Yes.
What did I just say?
¿Qué le dije? ¿Qué es lo que le dije? Repite.
Sí, que no volver a entrar a la tienda.
To not go into the store.
Como
¿Qué te va a pasar?
What's going to happen?
Okay.
I'm a good interpreter. I'd interpret.
se lo dice porque fui a comprar una pastilla aspirinita.
I went to go buy some
Se me
aspirin.
fue el corazón.
No hables de
No.
eso, no hables.
No,
Don't
no.
go back.
Yeah,
No regrese.
yeah.
Anywhere else.
En cualquier otro
Not
lugar.
this place.
¿El lugar?
Okay.
Judge, I was trying to approach because he's got an older case.
Yeah. I'll just raise it up by $1.
Okay. Raise up my dog.
Okay.
Vamos.
So for now,
Por ahorita.
I will have you go talk with your lawyer so we can figure out how things are going to go. All I'm asking you to do is please don't go back to this convenience store. Find,
For your information, I have it listed as a Salvadorian
Es
restaurant.
Un
But the restaurant
restaurante salvadoreño.
But that's what comes up on
Pero
Google
eso
Maps. There is a
es-
grocery
sí,
supermarket
hay una
located directly next to it.
maybe perhaps that's it.
Seguida. Tal vez.
Okay. All right. Good luck, sir.
Pase buena suerte, señor.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I'm covering for Eric Clay. He's
Okay.
taking a jury. I have Mr. Mendoza in a jury box.
Did you just bond out or something?
Judge, he was sent to a rapid test, I guess, from the note that I have from
Oh,
him.
that's right.
And when he came back on Friday, the court was closed, so he returned today.
Yes, Judge, we rolled him from his court-ordered drug test on Friday. It came back presumptively for THC. And then regarding the drug test history we have, he was originally put under our supervision on October 10th of 2024. He tested positive THC then. We gave him a court reset to allow for time for dissipation. He tested again on the 21st of November,
Right.
2024. and
This is a
that's when he
whole
gave
case, so I'm not taking any of that into account.
Yes, Judge.
So, right. So come up, Mr. Mendoza. So, yeah, that I remember, but that's all like history, as they say. No more. I will test you 45 to 50 days from today. If I find that you test positive again, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? You're not to use alcohol. You're not to use illegal drugs. I think we ordered him not to drive as well, right? He didn't have a license?
No idea about that. Do you have a driver's license?
Working on it right now.
So
He doesn't.
not allowed to drive as well. You're not to possess your weapons. If I find it case violate any of these conditions, you know what happens. Okay?
Judge, and he
Great.
needs that amendment to curfew.
Tell me.
He has a curfew from 9 to 6, I guess, but he's saying that He gets home around 11 p.m.
Well, if I could get it set to like 12, or I could get like at least an hour from work to home, because I work all the way in downtown, and usually the latest I leave is 11. I have proof of schedule and everything. I already
Okay,
sent it to my
show it
board.
to, Felicia, and then we can work with you. But if I find that you pick up a new case, if you're out, other than working, the only reason you can be out is for work. So I'm not giving you on the weekend. Do you understand?
Gotcha.
I don't want, and on the weekend, he's got regular curfew.
I work well, right now my schedule is looking from Thursday to Sunday.
What do you do?
I work at a restaurant at the Pit Room in downtown.
What's it called?
The Pit Room.
Okay. So on the days you're not working, curfew stands. On the days you work, then, but I don't want you out past this.
Understood.
You understand?
So from like when my days
So
off.
if your work ends at 11, you know, how far do you live from the restaurant?
I want to say like 30 to 40 minutes from my work, from my job.
So what time do you get home normally?
It's because there's never a set time. Like it usually just when on average, I want to say like 10:50, almost 11.
Did you get home at that time?
Around there usually if I do everything I'm supposed to, but if it's busier than usual, usually latest I've gotten out was 11.
Okay, then that's it. All right. Okay.
11 to 6. When do you have to leave home?
I mean, if he's working that late, they usually go in later on. You know what I mean?
Yes, Judge.
You know, he's not working at 7 in the
Just want to
morning.
make sure that he's clear
Yeah.
about the time that he can leave. the
Okay.
house. Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. May I excuse?
Got it.
Right this way. Oh, sorry.